another night. I promise it'll be a lot more interesting this time. We found some great new relics over the weekend, and we're out tracking down a new lead right now. So let me just update you real quick, then you can get to work. Like the attraction of...
Five Nights at Freddy's. What else can I say about these games that hasn't been said already? There exist literally millions of videos dedicated to these two, soon to be 3 games already. Therefore, I don't even have to explain anything. Problem solved. No, but let's think about it. What was it that made Five Nights at Freddy's so popular in the first place? The scares. Or jump scares, more like. Yes, the jump scares in these games have become notorious for making gamers all over the world shit themselves the first few times, and making them rage and cuss after the 100th time. But nonetheless, every single jump scare in these games are very memorable, and therefore, I thought I would share my personal picks for the best jump scares in both games. Keep in mind that I'm not necessarily ranking them because of how scary they are, but because of how much I like them. Also, the first 3 choices on this list could be seen as filler entries, as you'll see, but in order to make this a top 20, compromises had to be made. You'll see later, alright? Fantastic. Or should I say, fastastic. I sincerely apologize for that pun, and anyone who may have hurt themselves or their loved ones because of it. Blame it on me. With all of that said, let's begin, mateys! Number 20, Shadow Freddy. Yeah, don't know if this counts as a jump scare, but hey, top 20 sounds so much better than top 17, don't you think? Not much is known about this darker, purple version of Freddy, nicknamed Shadow Freddy by fans. Appearing randomly under no set circumstances, Shadow Freddy shares the same position as Golden Freddy, albeit, in my opinion, a bit less spooky. Staring at this guy for too long will cause your game to crash, so I guess that accounts for it being kind of a jump scare. I don't know. Boo. Number 19, Shadow Bonnie. Similarly to Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie, as nicknamed by fans, appears very rarely in the player's office, and looks fairly similar to Toy Bonnie, minus the extra set of teeth, as seen here. Just like Shadow Freddy, if you stare at this ghastly figure for too long, it'll fade away, and the game will crash once again. I find Shadow Bonnie a bit creepier though, since it's right there in your office, instead of being a bit further away in parts and service. Now that is spooky. Number 18, Eyeless Animatronics. Under very rare occurrences, either when starting the game, starting a new game, or dying, a still picture of either an eyeless Bonnie, Foxy, Freddy, or Toy Bonnie will appear on screen for a few seconds while static is heard in the background. In my opinion, the fact that these screens appear at random, and very rarely, make them terrifying, because you're never ever ready for them. They don't even scream or anything, they're just staring. That freaks me out. And that's all the filler-ish entries, so let's get into the real stuff. Number 17, Balloon Boy. Yep, bet you weren't expecting this one to be higher. Everyone hates Balloon Boy. Okay, maybe not everyone, but it's hard not to when that little shit keeps getting into your room, laughing and smiling like he owns the goddamn place, and making Foxy dive bomb straight into your face. So when seeing Balloon Boy, you're not really freaked out. Instead, you want to smash your keyboard. But don't do that. Keyboards are expensive. Also, he doesn't scream in your face, which is good. Number 16, Toy Freddy. Okay. Toy Freddy is probably my least favorite animatronic, personally. If you like Toy Freddy, that's absolutely fine. In my opinion, though, he looks really, really dopey. And his jump scare doesn't make it better. I mean, look at it! It looks so goofy, I love it! He's like... Alright, I'm done now, let's move on. Number 15, Toy Bonnie. Toy Bonnie is probably the cutest animatronic in the game. Or games. I mean, look at him. He's got a big, wide smile that could brighten up anyone's day. He's got a cool bow tie. He's got big, green eyes. Therefore, his jump scare is less scary and more amusing. It looks like he's about to give you a big old hug. It's not his fault he headbutts you so hard your face gets bashed in. Number 14, Golden Freddy from the second game. Golden Freddy looks old, withered, tired, and smelly. But he smells like piss. What makes this jump scare one of my least favorite is the fact that it's just a floating head. It looks funny. I mean, it fits with the theory that Golden Freddy is a hallucination, even though I might not agree with that. In my opinion, it makes the jump scare a bit ridiculous, because floating, at least. And I like Foxy. He's a cool dude. Chica from the first game. Tired and smelly. The fact that it really looks like he's about to hug you, he might actually be my favorite. Maybe. But this jump scare always looked funny to me. Maybe it's the way Freddy bobs his head from left to right like he's having a seizure, or because of the fact that it really looks like he's about to hug you, even more than Toy Bonnie. And I don't know if it's just me, but Freddy looks a lot smaller in this jump scare. Almost like a plushie or something. Oh my god. I want a Freddy plushie. Number 12, Toy Chica. Alright, finally, we get a toy animatronic that is actually somewhat creepy. Toy Chica, who mysteriously loses her beak when exiting the show stage, looks somewhat unsettling. No beak, no nose, and pitch black hollow eyes turn her into one of the scarier enemies of the second game. The fact that she alters her appearance in order to damage you and possibly freak you out more is a very creepy thought. She's really hungry, and you're on the menu, baby. Stay away, dear. Stay away from my office. Number 11, Chica from the first game. Slightly worse than her toy counterpart, Chica from the first game looks downright crazy when she's screaming at you. It's like she's screaming at the top of her lungs and shaking in the process. Now that's powerful. She really, really wants you dead, apparently. I like this jump scare just because of how utterly insane Chica looks when she's attacking you. I mean, look at that. That is a face of pure insanity. Although, her beak makes her look a little more bearable. I like Toy Chica. But for whatever reason, I like this jump scare better. Number 10, Old Freddy. If you ask me, I prefer Old Freddy more than his first game counterpart. I like the slightly grayer, more blocky version of him a lot more. His jump scare, although admittedly a bit goofy, is also pretty amusing to look at. It looks like he's about to bite your whole damn head off. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Oh, anyways, yeah. I like Freddy's design in the second game, and I like his jump scare as well. It's all good. Number 9, Freddy from the first game. Freddy from the first game is definitely the most unpredictable.
What? No.
Much like in the second game, you have to listen for specific sound cues to know if Freddy has moved from one location to another. And once he gets into your office, he's basically standing right next to you, maybe even behind you. That is a very, very unpleasant thought. If you forget to close the right door, you'll then be greeted to Freddy's very angry face. Like seriously, he looks so pissed off. Gosh, I feel so unwelcome around here. Number 8, Bonnie from the first game. Like for a lot of people, Bonnie was the first jump scare I ever encountered in Five Nights at Freddy's. It scared the living daylights out of me, and I never ever looked at the game the same way after that. While Chica looks almost cross-eyed when she kills you, Bonnie is focusing all of his time and energy on you, looking you straight in the eye while he's finishing you off. So because of the